So I haven't seen that many people come to Christ. I have seen some. I've seen some answered prayers. But maybe what I need to be doing is imitating thieves. Richard Wurmbrand, I'm going to read another story today from In God's Underground. If you've never read this book, you need to read it. Richard Wurmbrand spent 14 years in communist prisons. He is one of those fathers of the faith that if you don't have a father, you can learn a lot from this man. What I love about Richard Wurmbrand is that he's so down to earth, so real, showing grace and speaking truth unrelentlessly, or relentlessly, I should say, at the same time. So I want to share this story with you. So Richard Wurmbrand spent 14 years in communist prisons. He was moved around from prison to prison. He was beaten. He was tortured. He was the worst tortures you could imagine. They were brutal. And at one point, though, they moved him. He was considered a political prisoner because he was preaching Jesus and was which the communists did not like. But at this time, he was moved in with common criminals, so with petty thieves. He tells a story of just kind of being blown away with the world of thieves as he woke up to someone pulling off the one remaining shoe that he had because someone else had pulled off the other one already because they won them in a game of dice. And he's just like a little not used to this world. He says, "It's a world apart, the world of thieves. I found that they like to talk of their exploits and the riskier the better. They love the excitement as other men love drink, gambling, or women. I wondered at the dedication they brought to their work. One evening, when most prisoners were outside, the door crashed open and guards flung in a pickpocket known to everyone as Fingers. He rolled around on the floor, gasping and groaning as I helped him to his bunk. Soaking a rag in water, I began to wash the blood from his swollen mouth. It seemed he had been pilfering from the kitchen. 'You're not a bad sort,' Fingers said. 'When I get out and make my next good haul, I won't forget your share.' I said I hoped that he would find a better means of living. He laughed. 'They're wasting their time beating me. I love my work, and I will never give it up.' I put my arm around his shoulder and told him, 'Thank you. You've taught me a great lesson.' 'What do you mean?' Fingers asked. 'If beatings don't persuade you to give up your ways, why should I listen to those who want to change mine? I must put at least as much thought into winning a soul as you put into pulling off your next coup. The more I listen to the stories you and your friends tell, the more I learn.' He grinned painfully. 'You're joking, Pastor.' 'No,' I said. 'For example, you work at night, and if you fail the first night, you try again the next. So I, as a pastor, should spend my night in prayer. And if I don't get what I want, I shouldn't give up. You steal from others, but there's honesty among thieves. We Christians should be as united among ourselves. And although you risk your liberty and lives for money, as soon as you get it, you throw it right and left. We should not overvalue money either. You thieves don't let punishment deter you, nor should we shrink from suffering. Just as you hazard everything, so too should we, knowing there is a paradise to win.' Then Richard Wurmbrand was moved to another prison, and this is where his speaking the truth fearlessly comes into play. He said Fingers came by to say goodbye. With him was an associate called Calipod, and I have no idea if I'm saying that right. It's a very awkward name. Calipod, a villainous bandit who had been feared throughout the countryside. He slapped me on the back, shouting, 'So this is the Holy Reverend who likes thieves and robbers.' 'Mr. Calipod,' I said, 'Jesus did not mind comparing himself with a thief. He promised, "I will come as a thief in the night, just as those whom you have robbed never knew you were coming, so one night Jesus will come for your soul, and you will not be ready."